We are going to look at my top 6 ways to solve your traffic problems yourself. These are tips that you can put into practice today. Some of them use mods, some of them you can use in the vanilla game without mods, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget, every like you leave on this video allows me to have another sip of tea. My tea consumption has been going through the roof recently, so thank you very much for your support. Subscribe as well if you enjoy City Skyline videos, fixing traffic, all that sort of thing. Much more coming your way. So let us dive in with the first one and see what is at number 6. So to demonstrate our top 6 fixes, we are going to be using the City of Springfield, sent in by Alex Plawutsky. Thank you very much for sending this city in. And the fix at number 6 to start us off is a fix that you can do even in the vanilla game, and this one I call lane mathematics. You may have heard this before. Let me give you a brief demonstration on this little junction here. So coming down here we have 3 lanes, and then one lane splits off, and what you would do is change this road here to 2 lanes. So 3 minus 1 equals 2. And there's a nice benefit of that as well. If you look at these lanes here, the game is automatically putting these lane arrows in. And this one here is showing us straight on and off to the right. But if we downgrade this road here to a 2-lane road, let's grab this one here. And if you don't have these roads in your game, some of the roads that I may use, you can use the mod network extensions too. You can go into the Steam Workshop and download them. And of course, some of these games roads are already in the base game. So let's downgrade this. And as I do, notice the lane arrows there. There we go. So we now have the game saying these 2 lanes go on there and that one to come off. And that will stop a problem that does happen in the unmodded version of the game, even the modded version of the game, where cars will only use 1 lane. They'll all queue up here, because before they could go straight over and right. But now that's been fixed, so that's automatically sorted that out for us. We can do the same on the other side of the road, and there is some lane mathematics for you. Now that can be applied at pretty much any junction. This built-in little junction that we have here called the 3-way intersection. So we have 3 lanes coming along, 1 comes off down to 2, the same the other way, 3 lanes, 1 goes off down to 2, and it just helps the game AI work much better. And as you go around your city, you'll spot lots of different places where you can do it, and it will help your traffic. Okay, at number 5 we have lane management. This is going to be a modded fix, and we are using Traffic Manager. This applies to the labs and the stable version. I'm using the stable version. Here is a very good example. So we have these cars coming onto this road. We've already done the lane mathematics, but we've also got these cars coming on here, and they're all bunching up. They're all trying to get over into this lane over here. And what we can do is use this tool here, the lane connectors, and we'll say if you guys are coming down here, we want you to go into that lane, and we want you to go into that lane, and we want you to go into that lane. So these are now going to come down here and use all the lanes that are available, and that will help keep things moving. And on a junction like this, don't forget we've got ram traffic, so these sort of fixes take a while to kick in. So we click there and we can say you go through to there, you go through to there. I'm revealing all my secrets to you people, all of my secrets. Just one thing to be wary of when you're doing lane management like this is you want to make sure you're not forcing cars to go straight off if there's no other nodes for lane switching. So for instance here, I'm forcing these guys and girls to come into this outside lane, and they then have to go off of here, which is something you don't want to do. I know there are some tools that can help you add a node in, but the easiest way is just to grab the road. Let's use the building tool, build it to halfway, and it will add a node in there and then connect it up again. And as long as your traffic isn't absolutely rammed, just a few odd cars coming along here will be able to lane switch here if they want to. There we go, like that truck did. He came down here and went out that way and picked the lane. Excellent, keep that in mind. So that is always worth going around all of your junctions and doing the lane management, and that will really help. And if you've done your lane mathematics beforehand, you can see how these 2 tools are going well together. And already, look, you can see these cars diving around the outside. They don't need to be in that lane, they want to be down here. And yep, that will work much, much better. Okay, at number 4, we have Traffic Manager, the tool itself. This is something obviously that's a mod. It's free. You can download it from the Steam Workshop. If you're on a console, not available to you at the moment. But if we go into the options of our game, so we'll come out here, go into options, scroll down to Traffic Manager. There's some things in here that you want to set up. So reckless driving, if you want everybody to drive nice and safely, Holy City is the one you want to pick. And advanced AI, that is something that changes the game quite a lot. Now, depending on the strength of your processor and how well your computer runs the game, you can put this up to 100% if you wish. You could sort of put it around 70% and see how it goes. But they will do dynamic lane selection, so I can whack that up to 100%. That's fine for me. So that will start to fix the sort of problem where you get everybody sticking to one lane. Like, you can see these guys diving out here, coming past each other, using different lanes to get through. Of course, you then have all the other tools here, 3 or 4 of which we will be touching on in this video. Once I've shown you the top 6, I'm then going to go around and put them all on in this city, and we're going to see how well we can get the traffic. We're already up to 26%, which is fantastic. So what do we have? We have number 3, road access. Quite often people will have their highway coming through into their city. We've got it coming in over here, and we've got it coming in over here, and they will just have it run straight through the middle of their city with maybe a junction and a roundabout and another junction and a roundabout. And cars that need to go from one side of the city to the other have to go through the junction. So they come down here, they have to go through there to then get over here. This is a good example. These cars coming down here have to go through there to get over there. And it just blocks everything up. Now, what you have in here is one good example, is road access. So these cars here, they want to get to the other side, don't need to go through the major junctions. They don't need to come out, go on the highway, go all the way around and come back in again somewhere else. They can just use these roads over the top. This is a bad example. These guys here have to come all the way through this roundabout, all the way through this junction, all the way through that roundabout, and all the way back over to here again. If you connected these two up with a nice bit of road access, some of them will come straight over the top. So keep road access. This is a vanilla fix. Keep that one in mind. That is something you can always do. Give people lots of choices to get around your city. Talking of lots of choices, number 2. Number 2 is mass transit, something that is available to everybody in the vanilla game. Of course, if you add the mass transit DLC, you'll get even more options, but metro is available to everybody. Buses are available to everybody. This city has lots of bus lines. They're not being used as much at the moment, obviously, because there's lots of traffic. People can't get to them. Metros, yeah, we've got metro lines in here. You've got 3 metro lines. You've got an interesting metro. You've got a loop down the bottom here. I love working with loops. They work really well. And then you've got this long, wiggly metro over here, but you do have a line going in both directions. That's good. And then you've got this little connection here, which seems to be missing its line. I don't know why. The way I normally would do it is have a loop maybe down here, and then I would have a loop up here and another loop up there. And then where the loops get near to each other, put the stations quite near so people can walk from one side to the other. Along with mass transit and buses, I would also include in this paths. You want to give people lots of paths to get everywhere. If you have roundabouts in your city, say like this one here, that is using the highway roads, you want people to be able to get from one side to the other. So even just setting up, there we go, something like that now means that people can walk from this side to the other side. And you've got quite a few roundabouts that don't have the option for walking across. So in your city, walking is pretty much out of the equation. Even a walking path between this side and this side will help people walk across. And it means that the only option isn't just to get their car out. They can walk, and Sims will walk a long way. So keep that in mind as well. Mass transit. So what I'm going to do now, before we get to number 1, is I am going to put all of my fixes so far, lane mathematics, lane management, traffic manager, road access, and mass transit, into practice on this city. And we're going to see how well it fixes the traffic. And then I will tell you what my number 1 fix is. And I bet some of you have guessed already. If you can guess, stick it in the comments below. I'll check those out. Right, let me get stuck in. Okay, I pretty much put all the points I've mentioned so far into practice. This is what I do when I fix a city. I go through this sort of mental list and see how it's going. The mass transit's working well. I'm not going to touch that. It's not set up the way I would do it, but I'm going to leave it. My extra line I put in, people are changing from one line to the other. Lots of people doing that. So we're going to say what number 1 is now. See how this final fix helps everything to start moving in the city. And then what I do then is go around looking for hotspots and see how I can fix that up. So number 1, I don't think any of you are going to be surprised at what this is going to involve, is roundabouts. Yes, roundabouts. Making them, setting them up correctly. Now roundabouts, of course, you can make them in vanilla. You can just use any rows that you like and sort those out. I forgot I haven't put all my paths in yet. I will go back and do that. Roundabouts, usually you want to have enough lanes for people to get round. The 3-lane highway is a good choice because there's lots of space for people to get around. Of course, people can't walk across it. We've covered that already. Make sure if you use them in the city like this that you have plenty of paths going across. But it is important to set up your roundabouts correctly. Otherwise, this sort of thing can happen. This is a good example. Now we're veering onto the modded side of things. So we're going to use the giveaway signs. If you don't have this mod and you want to do it in vanilla, you can use this option here. Traffic routes. Let's just turn this off. And junctions. As cars are coming onto the roundabout, you want them to stop. We don't have giveaway. You've just got stop. So all the cars coming on, put stop, and put stop. There we go. And that will allow the cars on the roundabout to keep going. We're going to turn those off because we're going to use the slightly better version, which is the traffic manager mod. If you select this one down here, add priority signs, hold shift, hover over the roundabout, and then left click. And it automatically adds all of these priority signs in. So we've got giveaway coming on. And then this one here means access. So you can go through. If you've done it wrong, you can just click that and redo it yourself. Giveaway access. You go straight through. You give way. That is the first thing. Everybody coming on has to give way. The second thing is this one here, junction restrictions. Now, there's 2 ways of setting this up. When you've got lots of traffic like this, this is how you want to set it up. What this means is whether cars can enter a blocked junction or not. This is a blocked junction. You do not want the cars coming onto your roundabout to enter the blocked junction when your traffic is really bad. So we'll turn it off there and leave it on there. And we're going to do that all the way around. So that's off. We're going to put this one on. These are both on, so we'll just turn that one off there. Only on the roundabout, enter the blocked junction, because you want them to keep going round, but not the cars coming on. And the same here, we will turn that one off. And then if we zoom out a bit and just watch this roundabout for a few moments, still going to be busy. There's lots of cars, but now look, it's actually moving. And if things are moving, we know that that is going to start unclogging the rest of our city, which is really good. Look at that. Look at that. Within seconds, it's unblocking. You can hear in the background the little tings of people upgrading. That's because things are starting to work in the city. Look at that. That deserves a sip of tea. I've run out of tea. Oh my goodness. I'll be right back. Aha, the tea. Ah. Lovely. Now, another good example on here. As you get to the point where the traffic isn't so backed up, like this little junction up here, it's not backed up anymore, feel free then to turn this one back on again. So that will just help things move a little bit quicker. But as we said, as you're dealing with lots of backed up traffic, I mean, this is nearly gone from here. Look at this. So we can then do the same thing over here once this has all gone down. And you won't get this hawky-balky lane switching when there's not so much traffic. Yeah, that is looking good. That is looking good. We want to do that on all of the roundabouts, and that will really help things move smoothly. So are you going to hang around to the end of the video and see what we can get this up to? We're up to 52% already. I've got to do all the roundabouts, put my walking paths in, and then we'll see what we're at. Okay, so I've done all the roundabouts. We're up to 69%. Right, look at this. This main junction into the city has cleared right up. That is just absolutely fantastic. Red isn't always bad. It just means there's a lot of cars using it. So I've just put some walking paths over these bridges, over these roundabouts here. And already, look, if we zoom in, already lots of people walking over the top of them. What do you think of our new bridge? Fantastic. We'll do exit interviews as they leave. Oh, hang on. We've got to do some here. And also be on the lookout for any rows that you can connect together to stop people walking so far. Like this big long road that comes down here. Look, you can just add a path, add it up to there. Now these people don't have to walk all the way around the outside. They can cut through up there. So what is the traffic at? Let's take a quick look. 75%. That is fantastic. Look at all the people using the underground tunnels. That is really, really good. I made a couple of other changes in the city. Added another train station at the top here with the line to the middle, and also added a train station going over here to the industry area, and lots of people have been using that as well to get about the city. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of my top 6 fixes. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and then check out the next video on the screen as well. Thank you for watching. I will see you all very soon. Take care. Bye bye.